What is up? We are back and better than ever. Back on Sunday night CrossFit Talk on a Monday.
From the dead is a miracle, doc. They counted me out. Moment of truth, counting it down. Underdog story was down for the count. Back on my feet, back with a mic, back on the beat, back with a family, then back in the streets. The game on lock, I stand with a key. Standing my ground, I am planning a fleet. Standing my ground, I am planting my feet. Taking a stand, embracing my destiny, shaking his hand, flipping the script.
What is going on, everybody? We're here on Sunday night CrossFit Talk on a Monday.
Woo!
What a wild schedule we've got going on lately. We missed last Sunday. We're missing this Sunday. And we're going to miss next Sunday because it's Super Bowl and we're not going to compete against the Super Bowl. So I think we're going to do Sunday on a Tuesday next week. But stay tuned for that. We'll be back at you, but we're not going to compete against the Super Bowl. That's just silliness. So yeah, tonight we thought we'd hop on, get caught up. We're only planning on being here for an hour. I know WOD Prep comes on at 8:30, so we'll try to be off by the time they start. And we'll just be like the little amuse-bouche to WOD Prep.
Nice.
So how are you guys doing?
Not bad.
I'm doing much better than on Sunday. I got like food poisoning last week. That's why I couldn't go get to the show. I was feeling great, and then so I played a hockey tournament last week, and on the way home I stopped at a place to get a breakfast sandwich, and I got it middle of the afternoon, 1:30, 1:45 maybe. I bet that's just my guess. I think it must have been sitting out all morning, so I was not in good. It was not good that whole night, and then took the next couple days off too, just to recover. Feeling much better now.
I saw you laced him up again. What was that like?
It was fun. I hadn't played hockey in 2.5 years, maybe. So this was just senior A women's hockey tournament. So I joined with a couple girls that I knew from high school that I used to play with in a provincial league back then. It was fun. Most of the girls played either Canadian or American University, but also haven't played in many years. So they're not most of them freshly out of university. So it was decent hockey. It was good. We ended up winning the tournament.
Nice.
Of course.
I'd expect nothing less.
Yeah, I couldn't come back and lose. Come on now.
Right.
When you get asked to come back, do you look at the team and say, do we have a shot or not? Or do you say, if you don't, you're like, well, no, I'll pass this time?
No, it was more how many players do we have? And then we didn't have that many. And I was like, great. I don't want many players. I want to play.
Okay. Cool.
So it was more, that was my only question. I was like, okay, where and how many players?
Awesome.
It was fun though.
Well, Vicky is asking how I'm healing. I'm healing very, very well. The surgery went super well. I have not been on the air since. I could not have been on the air before tonight. It has been a little bit of a struggle over the weekend, but everything is great. When she got in there, it actually took her 3.5 hours to get everything they needed to get. It turns out that the scar tissue from past stuff was so bad, it was actually blocking the infection from getting out. So there was a pool of infection in both sinuses trapped behind a wall of scar tissue. So she got rid of all of that scar tissue, opened it all up. The only thing was on the right side up above my eye, she could only get part of it because there was so much scar tissue. It was bleeding and she couldn't see. So she could only get about 3/4 of the infection. But at least it's open now and antibiotics can get in there to flush out the rest. And she's confident that'll happen. But it gets really close to the brain up there. So you have to be, if you can't see, you can't go in blind. It's just too risky. So today I went in and had these massive silicone and sponge stents pulled out of my nose. And it felt like the biggest relief in the world. Like just a whoosh of pressure coming out of my nose. and I would be feeling awesome if I could just blow my nose tonight. If I was just allowed to blow my nose, I would feel incredible.
How long
But
till
I'm
you
not
do
allowed
that?
to blow my nose. I can do it lightly on Thursday,
Okay.
and then I can't do like a full blow until a week from Thursday.
Okay. Wow.
So all I can do now is like neti pot rinses, which I've been doing, and they help a lot, but it's like a temporary thing. So, Vicky says, I already sound better. So glad. It is so much like the pressure behind my eyes is gone. Like, and I've had that for years, where like gook would come out of my eyes like all the time. I'm not having any of that anymore. So it's been really, really cool. I have a follow-up in 3 weeks, and then now I've got to reschedule the biopsy that got canceled because of the weather earlier in the week, last week. So
That was crazy weather, though.
It really was. Yeah, my doctor called me Sunday afternoon and said, "Listen, we're canceling. There's just no way you're going to make it, and I don't want you to like stay up all night waiting to see what the level emergency was." And so that was really cool of him. And he wanted to see how this surgery went, and then I'm supposed to call him like tomorrow or Wednesday to reschedule the next thing. And he said that his schedule is pretty open. We can get in within the next week or so. But he only does Mondays, and President's Day is in like 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So it's either like next week or I have to wait a couple weeks. So, so we'll have to see. But yeah, anything going on with you, Jamie?
No.
You didn't play hockey?
Nope.
You didn't have any surgeries?
No new surgeries.
Saw you squatting. Was it today in your story? Or
what's that?
Was it today I saw you squatting?
No, that was Saturday.
So like, how do you like? Are you going to be good for the Open a little bit? Like, is there still a chance for your season? I feel like.
I mean, so it'll totally depend on the movements. I feel like if there's nothing crazy heavy, I mean, I feel like I should be fine for the Open. Typically, I mean.
But even to make it into the semifinals and buy yourself a little bit. When is the Masters semifinals?
Like May, like
May?
20. Yeah. Yeah, that's the question, right? Is how heavy are they going to make quarterfinals? Because that's kind of quick. That's like March 26th or something. So if we have like one of those like progressing ones that gets up heavy, like they've done with like the snatches or anything, yeah, I mean, I think that's gonna hurt me, but I don't know. There's some.
But it's doing well.
Yeah, we do like open repeat workouts on Fridays. And I think I've done better in every single one that I've done. So
Fitter with age.
Yeah, like redid 22.2, which I did not want to do because I hate that workout, the deadlift bar facing burpee. And I did, yeah, you did great in that one. But I beat my time on that, and I wasn't sure that I would be able to. Redid 18.3, the one with so many double unders.
Yep, 100 double unders, like dumbbell snatch and overhead squats and ring muscle ups and bar muscle ups.
So overhead squat is the one thing I have not been able to really do.
Oh.
And I was like warming up.
Have you played with your width of like squatting?
Yeah, a little bit. It's honestly my shoulder that is hurting me. But yeah, I'm like nervous to like squat snatch. I haven't squat snatched. And then Friday when I was warming up, I just stepped up to the bar and squat snatched it. And I was like, oh, that's the first squat snatch I've done. I was like, we're not going to do that again. So I just did it the one time. But yeah, I don't know. Overhead squat, not great. Squat snatch, no. Other than that, I feel pretty good about things. I just haven't really gone. Like, I think I squatted like 175. That's about all I don't know. Scared to go super heavy.
Fergie, weekly question. Jamie, would you rather do a version of Chad with thrusters or cover all of Caro's parent-teacher meetings this semester?
Holy smokes.
So would that be like 1,000 thrusters? Chad?
That's
1,000
disgusting.
step-ups.
I hate thrusters.
I
Like with a
thrusters.
passion.
That'd be her. Come cover my meetings. Come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd almost rather do that. But I wouldn't know what
It's not bad.
Yeah, I'm sure your parent-teacher meetings are bad. You probably have some parents you want to talk to like get some things aired, and then
A lot of times though, the parents that come are from the students that are
Great.
like the very highly achieving
Yes.
students.
Of course.
And the ones I want to see more
Right.
are ones that don't come, which I mean, also that's when you also understand that maybe the support at home isn't as much, or they have a busy life working after school and they just couldn't make it and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
Plenty of reasons why they couldn't, but
Do you have any of your students doing the open?
the thing that's tough with schools is it's always during March break.
Yep.
So I just started a new semester this semester. Like today was the first day of second semester for us. In the past, I've done it, but like they missed a week and then they just did like week 1 and 3.
Yep.
If it was a different time of the year, it's also tough because some of them, like we're going to be not even a month into the class. They're not going to know, like if that, I don't trust them to go into a, like anywhere and just be like, oh, go do this workout that has, a snatch. Like they don't know what they're doing. So like, cause I'll like scale it significantly for them, especially if there would be like a Olympic lifting movement or something like that. So no, probably not. But depending on what they are, we might do like versions of stuff. We'll see. Yeah, it's just tough with the March break.
I was just talking to somebody about this. I really wish CrossFit would reconsider the timing of the open because, and I mean, not that that's a huge group of people, but you have a huge masters crowd or age group in general, and the parents need to do spring break with their kid or like you don't want to take that away from your child because you're like, well, we got to do the open this weekend. And for these quarterfinals or semifinals, if the open was moved up, you'd have a leaderboard to go off of instead of doing these invites and all this crazy stuff. Like if you just moved the open up,
you want it what, like in January?
Yeah, I think like honestly, I think right now, like right after MLK, the week after. Or even like, I mean, yeah, I probably would avoid MLK. So I'd probably do it that week after, maybe 2 weeks after. Do it like now. You're done next week maybe, and then we can.
But then when are all the semifinal qualifier workouts going to be before the open starts? They'll start in December during Christmas.
But see, now you could be right.
So it makes more damn sense.
You could be starting.
So NorCal's done. There's 2 of them that already went. There's Cope de Sur is happening right now. There's like 3 or 4. I think there's one in Europe, right?
French
Throwdown's going.
French Throwdown.
Yeah.
Like how many qualifiers are going to be done before the season even technically starts? Like that's crazy.
It is crazy.
Like almost half of the qualifiers and like Mayhem, it's also like mostly all invite. So almost half of the semifinals, their leaderboard are going to be pretty close to finalized before the open even starts.
Well, Jamie had a good segue into the season, kind of. So before we get to that, though, thank you to our sponsor, Thirdsy. They are awesome. Use the code Jazzy to get 15% off your order, or go to thirdsy.com/Jazzy to get 15% off your order there. After surgery, sleep is so important in recovery. And I'm so glad I had Thirdsy to help me with that because I had to sleep in a recliner. So I needed every bit of help possible to help me sleep at night. And it did. So huge thank you to them. So basically what Jamie was talking about is the season structure. And this showed up on my Instagram right before we went live. It is a clip from Dave's Week in Review. I want to play it and get your reaction because I'm not sure I completely understand it, but I think I do. And this was actually clipped by the Barbell Spin. So to give him credit for this, but it's from Dave's Week in Review, clipped by the Barbell Spin, and it is right here.
And I even think now there's this split of the games that can exist that enables the games to kind of reach its full potential. Let's just say that someone should entertain. It could have happened under Greg. It can happen now. I don't know if it'll happen, but I think the games being independent of CrossFit, but yet still closely aligned with CrossFit, could be a good thing for all. And it doesn't, and I don't even mean that in terms of, I mean that in terms more of functionality from a practical sense for the execution of it and the running of it.
Okay. So my pencil, pen, or Sharpie is, and I did not put these in the thing tonight, so we're just going to go with audio only. Pencil, pen, or Sharpie, the games can be run by and separate from CrossFit as a whole.
Just the games can be?
Yeah, Sharpie.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, I'd say Sharpie. It totally could be. Like, you could get a group that like puts on like a Loud and Live. Like, you can find a group to run events.
Yeah, someone that wants to invest. Run it.
And should it be? I don't know. That's a completely different question. But can it be? And would they do a better job? Possibly.
Fergie says, why is Dave speaking in R2D2?
It wasn't that bad.
I thought it was bad.
Really?
Love Dave. But man, he's trying to hem-haw around what he's trying to say, so he doesn't say too much. And so it made it vague, and then you're left to this interpretation as to what he's saying. Now, in all fairness, I tried to watch Dave's Week in Review before we went live. I ran out of time, so I did not get the full context of this. All I have is that Instagram video. But I mean,
there's not much more context that he gave, though. Like, he says, not necessarily like entirely separated from CrossFit, but just basically run by, or like a.
So Fergie's saying sell it to IMG, and that's not what I was getting from what Dave was saying.
What's IMG?
IMG is they're a big sports conglomerate. They were agents. They run like high schools now that train like athletes to be like Division I athletes. They have their hand in everything. Is
it like IMG Academy?
Yeah, that's run
that
by
group?
the same entity. Yes.
Okay.
But they're sports agents. They're like 5 million things all in one like conglomerate. I believe that what he's trying to say is don't sell it off, contract it out.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think CrossFit will ever give up that faction of CrossFit. And I don't know that anybody in their right mind would want to buy it or contract it out and not. I wouldn't take that on if it wasn't something I could buy and grow. Like, I don't want to be handcuffed by anybody if I'm going to be that person. So,
like, if you're going to, let's say, purchase the CrossFit Games and make the sport of the fittest on earth, you don't want to get handcuffed by like, okay, we're running the open, we're running this, we're taking the money from this, but you guys just do the final product.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, makes sense.
Find the venue, set it like, yeah. Like, I mean, I get you're trying to maybe outsource all that work, but I don't, again, who in their right mind just wants to take on that load?
Dear Bill and Katie.
Yeah.
We kind of like that idea for a chance to grow. Here's the problem. I've always thought that they should in some way split sport from methodology.
Yeah.
Right? Like the PGA does, where the PGA gives the pro golfers the rights to their name to be able to call it the PGA Tour, but the PGA is something different, right? But with the Open, you can't.
Mm-hmm.
And if you take away the Open, do you have a season? You do, but does it mean as much anymore? And how much is lost by giving that piece of it up?
A lot.
The open is the piece that you cannot rip apart.
It's the merge.
Right.
I understand people always say the open doesn't matter, but I feel like the open matters. And there are people who it matters to, and it darn well should.
I mean, it's always mattered to me. I try to do my best in the open every single year.
It matters to a lot of people. That's why so many people are passionate about when they talk about it.
Yes.
Right. It matters to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
And when I first got into this CrossFit thing and I saw this like avenue where even though I was not an elite athlete, I could compete at stage 1 with every athlete in the field.
And then you're like, wow, I did this workout. Look how fast they went here and look how strong they are.
Right. No other sport gives you that opportunity. And so when you rip that, it's like Siamese twins connected at the open.
Yeah.
And the problem is that's the heart. And you can't split it. And so you have to pick which direction that goes. And then I think the other one dies.
Yeah.
And that's where the crux of everything is when you talk about splitting is. Yeah, you can split the games off. That's a piece of cake. Semifinals, quarterfinals, all of that you can split off. When you get to the open, no way.
I just never thought I would hear Dave say that.
I know.
Because like you always talk about, or just people in CrossFit, how, the CrossFit Games is the showcase for people to see what the peak of it is, but then come in our affiliates and, it helps like both affiliates and the games like help each other out. I just never thought I would hear Dave say that like it's a good idea to essentially separate the sport from. I mean, I don't know. Again, it wasn't super clear, but the idea of it being run, let's say, by an external company.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think the more and more that they run, the semifinals are run by third parties. Like, let's be honest, last year, every fabric of the season, other than the open and the games, were run by a third party.
Mm-hmm.
And the more and more that happens, the more it seems realistic that you could split off a little more and maybe a little more. But I think, again, we come down to the fact that there's one piece you cannot break off and still make it make sense for the mass population that are in what we do today.
Yeah.
Because if you make it part of the season, then that's fine. The season flourishes. What does that do to the affiliates? That's the one marketing thing that CrossFit gave the affiliates. And now you're taking that away.
Okay, so WFP. Them taking over the season. Their qualifiers, their tour, their championship. What's the difference besides like that? That would basically be what it would be.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And right now we don't have anything that shows that that's been a success yet.
No, it's too early. It's too.
Well, they're trying to be separate. That's the problem. It needs to be one thing.
But let's say CrossFit let go of the whole sports side and just focus on the education, the nutrition a little bit more, the education part, and let, I guess, WFP run the CrossFit, even though they don't call it CrossFit, but we all know it's CrossFit.
Well, for it to split off and be successful, they're going to have to let the people who take it use the name CrossFit.
Correct.
Have to.
You'd have to. Just like, and Fergie, correct, it's the PGA of America are the club coaches, and they lease the name PGA to the tour. So that they can use that to advertise their tour. Vicky says, agreed, the open may not matter to 60 people out of 300,000 people. That says a lot.
Yeah.
Fergie says IMG is very good at TV rights deals and running competitions.
Which would be huge. Getting back proper TV rights. It's part of what we're missing.
Yeah, it'd be nice to get to a point where people were seeking CrossFit to fill out their schedule as opposed to CrossFit seeking out a TV entity to carry them.
Yeah.
Right. Those are two big differences in successful sports.
Mm-hmm.
So I just saw that. I thought it was a good discussion topic. I wanted to have that real quick. And hopefully we'll get more clarification from Dave as we go on. I am going to skip ahead because the other thing he talked about and was talked about on the Sevon show with James Hobart today was the level 4 is going live this week. The level 4 is going live to HQ and staff members on Wednesday with a limited amount available to them. And then on Thursday, wide open for people to sign up for the level 4.
It's like a virtual, like basically you're going to Zoom your like a class that you would coach. And then you get like evaluated and feedback. And I don't know that. I don't remember everything else that was a part of it, but
so my understanding is it wasn't a Zoom. You actually record the whole class. You do it. You send that off to your mentor. You're assigned a mentor. You send it off to your mentor. They give you feedback. You then do it again and see how much you improve the second time. And then you get judged on that second attempt.
Yeah, because like the initial one, they could only do it in certain locations that they needed their staff. So it just wasn't scalable to like worldwide getting a bunch of people to have their level 4s. So
I think that's a great use of technology. And to assess a full class in the comfort of your gym with real live people, I think is really awesome.
Just could be, I mean, depending on the layout of a gym, like maybe they need someone to actually like go around and filming versus just a stationary camera.
Yeah, agreed. I'm sure they're going to have to knock that rust off as they move forward. So, Carol, go ahead.
Do you know if like they send you a workout that you need to coach, or is it like whatever, you just do your Tuesday program, whatever it was?
Probably just your affiliate programming.
Do you think it has to be cap?
No, like you're like just like your regular class.
I feel like there's
no requirement that you do cap.
I mean,
I understand that, but like you could pick the most cherry workout to like
they're
to make
know if you picked a cherry workout. And there may be some stipulations, like there has to be instruction, there has to be certain things. You have to have a weightlifting movement. You have to have these elements involved in it so that we can test everything.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know that. I mean, do you have to have more than 6 people in the class? I mean, some people's class, you know, if you were planning on doing it at like I sometimes like my 4 p.m. somebody has 2 people, and what if that was the one I was planning on doing?
Again, I think that they've been trying to release this for so long. Maybe it's at a point like we get it out and we correct that stuff as we go. Because if one person shows up to the class, that shouldn't be judged.
Right. I agree.
Right. Like it just shouldn't. But I'm sure those are probably details that weren't announced in this quick thing. So I have another, we have TFX results.
Okay.
The pro men and pro women, they were won by Bill Leahy and Caitlin Sanders.
Nice.
They both won TFX. We had a photographer there, Joe Valens. Huge shout out to him. Huge thank you for giving us a presence at TFX. Great shots. Some really cool golden hour stuff with the sun that you got to check out. He did a great job. His feedback to me was that Bill Leahy was dominant over the weekend. Now, this is not the most elite group of athletes out there, but it's coming off of that Achilles injury. It's got to give him a lot of confidence going forward into the season.
Yeah.
Um,
Who was second?
Traven Benton.
Yeah, Trayvon Benton.
Yeah, it's Traven like Raven.
It is?
Yeah, he corrects me every time.
Really?
Yeah,
Traven. Okay.
Traven Benton. And that's how he says it. He says it's Traven like Raven.
Good to know.
Yeah. So he finished second. Third, I had it up. So the top three women were Caitlin Sanders, Natalie Thompson, and Olivia Geishart.
Yep.
The top three men were Bill Leahy, Traven Benton, and Ilya Moskalenko.
The really heavy lifter.
Yeah.
Yep.
The one who lifted more than he was supposed to at NorCal.
Yeah. That's good.
That started the
That's
whole
showing.
field.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly.
I mean, it's a decent field.
Yeah.
Good old Travis Williams came in fifth.
Wow.
He's lost a lot of weight.
Oh, is it trimmed back up?
Dude, that guy goes up and down more than a roller coaster at the amusement park. I can relate a lot to him. Love Travis. So those were your podium finishers. Of note, Chase, Chase took second in the 40 to 44.
Yep.
So yeah, I know like John Young had a team. Jenny was there with like her gym had 8 or 9 teams.
Yeah.
At TF. That's what a participation from a gym.
Yeah.
Like that's really cool that they get together.
Is she from Texas area?
Yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. CrossFit Overtake. So where I can't
Marco Calderon.
Marco, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had a ton. Then they had a teenager win the teen division. They were on fire.
That's cool.
And I loved the obstacle course with the big circle hay bales. I don't know if anybody saw it.
I didn't see it.
You know the circle hay bales you see in the field?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They roll it instead of square it.
Mm-hmm.
They had them on their side 3 high, like a pyramid. And you had to jump the first one to the second one to the third one and then down the other side.
Oh, wow.
During the obstacle course.
Wow.
And they had a lot of like wooden obstacles as well, reminiscent of 17 and 18 at the games.
Cool. I heard it was kind of chilly there.
It was really cold. Really cold from
Cold.
everybody I talked to.
Yeah, the year I went, it was cold and there was stuff outside like that too. Running.
It was cold when I went and it was 60, but the wind is so bad there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was not 60. It was like 28, 30.
Yep.
So, all right. Next, pencil, pen, or Sharpie.
Okay.
Pencil, pen, or Sharpie. James Hobart should be the media voice for CrossFit HQ.
As opposed to
Who would be that voice right now?
Would it be Denise?
I don't know. Tell me.
Or would you say it'd be like Chase, or like who do you feel like it is right now? That's I would say I don't know. I mean, I don't know, maybe Penn. I really like James. I enjoy listening to him talk. I think he's great. I don't know. I don't know who would be better. I mean, I would almost say
what part, like of like the affiliate side, like the CrossFit stuff, or are you talking about the sports side? Because I think that in the sports side, like there's other voices that I guess I'm more used to. So I would say Pencil on the sports side, even though he's CrossFit Games champion.
I'm leaving it open on purpose for you to say how you feel.
But I enjoy watching his podcast, like the CrossFit one. I watch it quite often.
Yeah, I feel like Dave is kind of the sports side media voice. I don't know that he should be. I don't know that James would be the person for that, though.
So here's why I asked the question. So he was on Savant today. He is very measured in the way he talks. He's very, very articulate, very calm the whole time he talks. Truly, that should be who is speaking for like a big entity like CrossFit. And I'm not saying he should be the only one, but he should be considered to be one of the faces of CrossFit that speak. Here's my problem with the way it exists now is there is nobody. It's just scattershot of whoever has the mic at the time.
Yeah.
And Dave, who runs and programs the games, probably should not be, in addition to that, the voice.
Right.
Because he can't be measured. Because a lot of the things talked about are about his programming or the way he ran something, right? And he probably shouldn't be there should be somebody talking about the bigger picture instead of the finite detail of everything. And I'm not saying James should be the only one. I'm saying there are probably other ones that are very good at that as well. But right now, they have nobody. They have nobody designated to kind of just be that calm voice that comes out and says, I understand what you're saying about 2013. I was there. But we're in 2022 and we can't do it that way anymore, right? Like James has that breadth of experience and knowledge to be able to speak to the entire history of CrossFit in a way that people will understand, both new and old.
Yeah, I mean, you know this. I haven't really ever loved hearing Don Fall speak. I don't like corporate speak. I don't want somebody like that who's going to lead us. And in that sense, I don't think James is that per se, but he is, for my liking, for like the sport side, I think he's too measured. I want somebody a little more passionate.
I'm not saying the only voice. I'm saying like, when you just want information, like you need someone measured. You don't need someone that's going to get all pissed off about this or that and just get wrapped up in one element of it, right? You want a 30,000 foot approach that's measured and makes sense so we all understand it. Then you can have other people talk about the details at different times. I just think right now we get so wrapped up in a detail here or there that we don't get the full picture of the umbrella.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. James has a weird job position to be the voice of CrossFit. Feels like his talent is being wasted PMing, training tech, but maybe he loves it. I don't know. Right. But a title's you can switch a title if you think that he should be. Maybe you move him to a different job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like him on the pod. I like that he's getting out there more and getting more of a public persona. Because I do like him hearing today that people see him and think he's like the AI CrossFit guy. That's hilarious. I wish that wasn't the case. I wish people heard him talk and saw him on more platforms and knew who he was. Did you see Ken's gym is de-affiliating?
I did.
That's sad. Sorry to hear that, Ken.
Anyway, I just thought it was a discussion point about the whole thing. Like I think that CrossFit does a bad job of releasing information. The one thing that the World Fitness Project actually does better is news releases that come out.
Emails.
Yep.
You can read the whole context. What's that?
That just comes to the media or to everyone?
It does, media. But that they're using the third-party media to then broadcast that out to everybody. But you have the full picture and the full story in a written document as opposed to Dave on a weekend review that just is answering a question that came in. And how many questions go unanswered because they're just not in that group that come in that week or things like that. It's been a miss I've focused on for a long time with CrossFit. I think they've done a better job in the last 6 to 8 months, but they're still not to where they need to be.
I agree.
All All right. The next thing I want to talk about is there's a big story this last week about leaks in the French throwdown.
Yep.
And I want to give this some context before we get into it. We're always talking about leaks and how leaks are awful for the sport. And there's part of the unknown that gets revealed when there are leaks. Another story that came out in the last 5 days has been that the Pro Football Hall of Fame leaked who was getting in and who was not getting in
Jeez.
to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. That's why we had the Bill Belichick story last week. That was not supposed to be revealed until Super Bowl weekend. That was leaked last week. So until I kind of put two and two together, I was like, CrossFit is terrible at leaks and other sports are great at it. Well, maybe they're not. All these insiders have leaked information left and right in every sport that we watch. Are we just part of this big systemic issue that is much bigger than CrossFit itself?
Yes.
Okay, but our whole sport is on the unknown.
That's true.
Like, to get a leak of someone that's getting into the Hall of Fame is not the same thing as the leak to a workout for a qualification. I don't think they're comparable.
Okay. A leak that someone's getting traded from one team to another for another individual before the players are told, that's a big problem.
That's a problem.
Yeah, it's a problem for sure.
And that happens too. It was just the Belichick thing that kind of triggered me to put this in the rundown.
But the leaks are frustrating. Like they are frustrating. And like if you saw Lucy's story, she went on about it. Did you see her story on it?
I did.
Like, yeah, it's frustrating. Like it's happening at every stage of like the Open have gone leaks, quarters, semifinals, game workouts get leaked almost every year. And it's just, yeah, it's not fair. And the more that you have these, training camp that are programming, when you start having leaks like that, when it comes from CrossFit, it's different. I think it hits even harder when it comes from training camps that program, because then it already doesn't look great when a certain camp programs a workout. But if there's leaks, then you're like, well, who knows it inside of their camp? And whether it's happening or not, it's just a perception.
Yeah, I can deal with it from the Open through the quarterfinals for sure. And maybe even a little bit at semis, because usually the workouts are released ahead of time. It's to some degree.
Not
When
NorCal.
when it's at the games, it's awful.
See, I think the semifinals is like one of the more important ones because it's so hard to make it to the games. It's so competitive. Getting that edge in front is huge.
Yeah.
Once you make it to the games, I mean, for me anyways,
Yeah.
the big job's done. Now it's like in my position at the games, I'm not going for a podium, top 10 even,
Yeah.
it's like making it. So that semifinal is very important that there's no leaks as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just frustrating. I don't know how to fix it because you have people testing workouts. You have people looking at people testing workouts. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how to solve it besides
I
taking
think
away
it
the
goes-
unknown.
Yeah. I think it goes back to splitting off into all these factions. Like, I think that's a problem. I think one person needs to be in charge of it. They need to. I hate the camps. This is something I've thought about for a while. I feel like if we could get back to a place where like .com was the programming that everyone did. And it doesn't have to be .com, right? But
It'll
like
never happen though.
I know, but imagine like there being a global leaderboard year round. I think that would make the buy-in to the Open even bigger. Like if there was one thing that we all had to follow and there was one person in charge of programming and they programmed the whole season. I mean, of course it's going to have to get out with like people. You're going to have to tell somebody at the venue and who sets up media like things. So there's going to be leaks, but I feel like when there's, like Carolyne saying, when there's all these different camps, and then this camp is programming this one, and this camp's programming this one, like things get out way more, and certain camps have more
information.
Yeah. A leak. It's just
You're
bad.
never going to get rid of camps. You're never going to go back to the .com days.
I know it sucks. I think it would propel the sport. I hate that.
I've been doing affiliate gathering. Anything you try to mandate to an affiliate, they're going to resist.
Yeah.
They bought that business to run it the way they want to run it.
Mm-hmm.
And to be told what programming they use or what, some buy it, some open an affiliate so they could program themselves. Like they don't want to buy a programming. So to go back to that, it's ridiculous. But in utopia, that'd be awesome. Phil says, is a leak for a qualifier that bad? A semifinal I can understand, but for a qualifier, I don't see it being that bad.
I mean, ask that to people trying to make it. I think any leak at any level, like, just shouldn't happen. People train all year to get to these stage. People train all year to be a quarterfinal athlete. People train all year to be a semifinal athlete. You know, it's opportunities lost. It's sponsorships lost for certain athletes to say that they're a semifinal athlete. I do think it's important that there's no leaks. Like, and then it's like, oh, it's only one workout at the games that got leaked. Like, when does it stop? Like,
Eric Mackey says, does the testing process need to change? Too many leaks. They're all bad. No integrity.
Mm-hmm.
I think there was a discussion last Friday night on the Friday Night CrossFit show where JR was posed with the question, should you just test elements and not the entire workout? So nobody knows what the entire workout was. And you could actually see him take a pause. Like, I can see where that would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I also saw the other half of him going, but I want to know the full testing results to make sure it's a good workout. So as a programmer, and I've never been a programmer, so I can't answer this. Can you understand that push and pull that a programmer would have between those two thought process?
I think they're good enough programmers that they can see that. Like, you know what's being hit, and quite honestly, you know the fastest per second rate of double unders and wall balls and thrusters, and like, you just write it, and this is the absolute fastest. Let's add 2-3 minutes, whatever the length. Like, let's add for the cap. And like, I mean,
people need to study more of the sport, maybe, like, know the athletes, know what they're able to do, go watch competitions, go look at how long certain movements take them to do. Like, for the most part, people can write a workout down and you could predict, if you have very good experience in programming, which a lot of people do, how long it would be for the fastest people and like around the moderate time.
Yeah.
And then test it yourself.
Yeah, exactly.
In a secret place and not allow people to be watching you test it.
I don't want to be the devil's advocate, but haven't we argued on this show that there's not enough women testers to make sure that the women workouts are as programmed as well as the men's?
Yes, but I think you don't necessarily need to have a bunch of women test it. You need to actually take a look and study the women's field and actually pay attention when there's women's workout and what they're capable of doing. How many legless rope climbs are they able to do to the men's field? Realistically, not just the top 3 or 4 girls that, you know, most athletes. You don't necessarily need to have a female tester for every workout. You just need to know the game better.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you need to do your study.
Mm-hmm. And stop saying that women need to be heavier, because that's where we keep failing at programming.
All right. I think we covered all that, and I covered what they said in the comments. Next, pencil, pen, or Sharpie. Are there too many online qualifiers during the CrossFit Games season?
Yes.
Yes.
Sharpie.
I would say pencil, because they're all before the CrossFit Games season.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Yeah, you have a little point there. Yeah.
It's just hard. It's honestly so hard to know what the hell's happening right now.
Didn't we
Like,
just
I'm like, oh, Clydesdale's on right now. Like, I had no idea. And then I go look at who's signed up, and there's like a bunch of people, but like no one really I think I saw Annika maybe on the women's side. That was a games athlete from last year, but I didn't see anyone else. I guess I haven't until the 4th, but like, you just don't, like, there's qualifiers. You have to be so in tune of what's going on social media and follow all of the accounts too, because if you're not following some of them, you're missing out that, oh, this qualifier is happening right now. It's just confusing. It's so confusing.
My question is, we just came off of a season where everybody said they tried to all these competitions to see how they could hold up. And we had double-digit people withdraw from the finals of one league because it was too much. And our answer coming back the next season was, well, let's all have our own individual online qualifiers. We're back to the same damn thing we just left.
Yep. Which again, that's why we talked about pay the extra $20 in the open for that, and move the open up so that we can get these scores out and we can set up these.
Yeah, and like, let's say these qualifiers, you include open and the 2 weeks of the quarter, so they get 5 workouts because they open, so it's a more complete test. You pay your, I don't know, maybe it's $50 that you pay for your qualifier of, you sign up for whatever one during the open / quarters, and then you get to choose whether you accept your semifinal spot to that spot after.
Phil says you have to do the qualifier before the qualifier, the open, before the other qualifier, the quarters.
Yeah. That's what I don't even like these invites. Like,
hate them.
Like, you got to do
on this year.
I mean, I got one to Del Mar, but like, I don't feel like it's fair.
It doesn't make sense. Like, because if you didn't do well in quarters, you probably don't deserve to be there. So it should come out of quarters.
And just to explain to people, like, oh, we do the open, then quarters, then semis. Oh, but just kidding. Your semifinal spot came from another qualifier. You don't actually, like, I mean, you have to do them, but you don't need to fall too high. Like, you can just
and if you're really good and we like you a lot, you just get invited.
Get an invite. Like, it's just so, it's so confusing.
You just get invited. Sorry.
Like, it would just make more sense. You do the open and quarters, and then from there, you've entered different leaderboards that you want to pay for. They get their registration money. If they want to do a separate one for, masters or community things, they can have their own thing there. But for the actual elite path of the season, no extra ones. No extra.
After all this, let's go back and just have someone do it separately now. I'm on board for going separate now.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to mention with qualifiers, they're all happening now. NorCal, French Throwdown, LATAM.
NorCal's done.
What's the other one?
Clydesdale right now.
All of them are going on now. One thing that has stuck out and it came up in our chat with emphasis was a 10K row in an online qualifier.
Insane.
When that was announced, I thought Carolyne lost her mind. And then Jamie was right behind her.
Well, so are they making you connect to the rower and send that video in? Because who the frick's watching this? and if you're not connected, if your phone isn't Bluetooth connected to see the pace, and you could just, you can never really see people's screen. Nobody's watching 40 minutes of this.
But okay, let's go down to the simplest. What is this testing that an event needs to know for you to qualify for their event? What is it? It's not testing anything that's going to matter during that event, because most likely, due to time and space, they are not going to be able to test anything that long in the competition. So it's not testing anything that matters for that competition.
Yeah, insane.
Carolyne, is your face just telling the story? And
well, it's just like, what? why a 10K? Like that's just so long for a
I think I've only
qualifier.
ever rode
Like just for
one.
a qualifier, like you could get your results in a shorter row. And I don't like single modality tests anyways. Like I
Yeah.
think they had that. They had a one rep max deadlift. Am I thinking of the right comp right now?
Yeah, there's 3 single
And then there
modalities.
was another like event with just lifting. So like half of the events were just single modality, which just is like, and like I love deadlifting, but like a one rep max deadlift, I'm like, it's a specialty test.
CrossFit says it's whittling down the field. I think that was my comment back.
Yeah, tell
Nobody's
people
going to sign up for this because nobody wants to do a 10K row.
right. Yep.
Judge our qualifiers, Hiller. We dare you. Yeah. I think that's exactly, it's Far East. Maybe they don't want anybody outside their region doing the qualifier.
Maybe. That's one way, I guess, because I feel, yeah.
All right. We're down to 4 minutes.
All right.
Let's hit some quick hitters. Looks like open signups are running at double last year's numbers
That's
steadily
crazy.
as the weeks go on. So that is phenomenal.
That's great.
We're actually giving away a CrossFit open registration tonight. I have a code. All you have to do is go to the YouTube video comment section, not the chat, the comment section. Type in "I'm in." You will be put into a randomizer. And if you win, you'll get the code to sign up for the open for free. So if it's the $20 holding you back,
Free.
we got you covered. All you have to do is say "I'm in" the comments. We will put you in a drawing and you will get your registration for free.
Woo.
And the numbers are awesome. I hope they keep going. I hope that's a sign of good things to come. Let's keep that momentum going. Yeah, randomizers are fun, Jody. CrossFit's just doing it on purpose.
Not
All
here.
right. Announcers for this year's open were announced. It is going to be Sean, Chase, Bella, and Adrian. So Sean and Bella are doing first and third.
Okay.
Adrian is doing the second, and Chase is doing all 3.
I thought all of them had 2 when I looked.
I think Chase is doing all 3.
I don't think so.
I have it up.
Yeah. I thought all of them.
I'll share my screen and
Maybe I'm wrong.
show you. There it is. There we go. Chase is in all 3. Carolyn, Chase.
Oh, missed that.
So 26-1 is Sean, Chase, and Bella. 26-2 is Chase and Adrian. 26-3 is Sean, Chase, Bella.
Okay.
So good to have Sean Woodland back.
Yes.
Love Bella. So love Adrian, love Chase. So all good there. I did see Lex ask if I was registered yet. I am registered for the open.
Woo.
You can
When
look
can
up
you-
my name.
When can you start working out?
Right now, I'm not allowed to lift over 10 pounds.
Okay.
And it's all because so much was done.
Mhm.
Just I can't risk breaking a blood vessel.
Mm-hmm.
So I go back in 3 weeks, which is the first week of the open.
Yeah.
And we'll
coming
find
close.
out. We'll find out if I can do anything. It's not going to be one of my best efforts. Let's just say that. But I want to support the community. I'm registering. I will try to do every workout
Mhm.
in some form, fashion, or whatever. CrossFit says we didn't bring back Tanya Wagner. We did not. It's a I love Tanya Wagner. I miss those old days, but we all miss the old days. Like
Yeah.
the old days are the old days because they were fun. What else do we have? We have Boys Interupted in Alaska, but that's been touched on a ton. We touched on them at the ranch last week. They did a whole bunch of stuff in Alaska. The one thing that I did hear them say that I loved is they went to these affiliates, and what they have found is a lot of the parents that have been doing CrossFit for 10 years, their kids are now doing CrossFit, and they're awesome movers.
That's awesome.
And they said that on last week's Boys Interrupted. And I thought that was such a cool observation, that the parents who have been doing CrossFit for 10 years are training their kids to move great. And isn't that what it's all about?
Mm-hmm.
And for these four elite athletes to see that and comment on that, I thought that was really cool. So, my overall, we'll talk about this more next week probably, but I love what CrossFit did with them and took a media team with them on all these adventures, right? I think that is awesome. I'm ready for CrossFit to expand out, and I'm hoping other athletes see this and show it pays to be yourself in front of the camera and to let people in, because it's going to pay off in huge amounts, not only for you, but for the community. And then the more the community buys in, then the more they buy back into you. Like it's this loop that just goes and goes. If you just go and do that. Vicky said James's High Rocks this weekend. Everybody, like so many people did High Rocks this weekend.
It's crazy how they all have tickets to the High Rocks. Like
that's what I'm saying.
Like they're all sold out every time people try to go to them. But like all of these games athletes just have, and even other athletes, like their whole group just have tickets to every single High Rocks that there is. It's crazy.
I've said that on here. It's
they
frustrating.
Have good connections.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know how.
James was trying to break an hour. I don't think he did it.
101 or something.
Yeah, it's like 101 with a 2-minute penalty. I think it moved him to like 103.38 or something, I want to say.
Emily Rolfe won 2 pairs competitions, both male, female, female with
56 or something.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, and then 59 with Rethwell.
That's awesome.
I would love to see Emily try it solo and train for it.
Yeah.
She would be one of our best CrossFitters to try to like excel in it.
Yeah,
I think
it's like her wheelhouse of stuff.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it would be fun to see that for sure. But I saw Caroline Stanley. I saw
the whole proven, all of the proven.
Oh
yeah. Didn't Sydney Wells do it with Dana Lynn Bailey?
Yes.
Yep.
Like, so those partnerships, that's what like CrossFit should be diving into.
Yep.
Dana Lynn Bailey has millions of followers, right? And she did a High Rocks with a CrossFit athlete. CrossFit should have been there to document some of that. That was a huge opportunity.
Like would have filmed it, and they're going to do something with it, I'm sure. High Rocks posted something with them.
To do something in conjunction with
but like High Rocks America, whatever their Instagram is, had done a little reel of those two.
Yeah, of course they're smart because Dana Lynn Bailey has a butt ton of followers.
How'd they do? Do you know their time?
109, I think, something.
All right.
Yeah, Dana said she is not the runner.
Right.
Right.
I mean, the fact that she was able to keep up and pull that off, I think, is excellent.
CrossFit said the Sydney DLB thing has a ton of views. Of course it does.
Right.
Like everything she does.
Yep.
She's been doing CrossFit adjacent for a long time too. She has been. I mean, she used to do a ton of stuff with Brooke Gentz.
Brooke Gentz, yes.
And they would get tons of views back in the day. Yeah. All right. And that's about it because we already talked about the level 4 signups.
Yep.
Yeah, the High Rocks thing was insane.
Yeah.
It's still like, I think it's a cool event, like a 5K. And I said this to you guys in the chat. And I think it's awesome that people sign up for it. But it's like a one-day thing that you can just go and do and be done. Right? It's not going to be like a CrossFit game season. It's not a competitor to the game season. It's a form of CrossFit done as an event. And we've talked about on this show that we think CrossFit should embrace that and do maybe something even more CrossFit-y as something like that.
Yeah.
To introduce CrossFit to a more mass population.
with less running.
Right.
It is like
Exactly.
Yeah, it's basically the newer version.
You know, when
It grabbed everyone from the fitness space.
my gym used to do Spartans and Tough Mudders and all that stuff back in the day. It's the same thing. Gyms are now just doing High Rocks as their goal thing to, whenever winter came, you wanted to get better at running because you couldn't run outside a ton. So you had to figure out ways to get your cardio up. And so you had to have a goal in mind. And that's why you signed up for these things, to get your running better. There it is. Would it be that different to have a High Rocks at the games like a cyclocross race? I think it would be cool to have a High Rocks race as one of the events. I don't think it will ever happen.
No.
Instead of just a straight run or a swim or something, have something like a High Rocks, which is a little bit of a lot of running with a little bit of stuff in the middle. I think
it just takes away a lot of movements. That's the only thing for the rest of the weekend. Because ideally, I mean, we've seen them repeat movements or machines on multiple events, but ideally, you don't want to be repeating too much of the movements over the weekend. Like your ski row, I mean, you'll see running multiple times, but there's your burpees, some pattern of lunging, wall balls are out. I mean, there's still plenty on the table, especially at the games, but it would be cool to see that. And then you come back with a strength test and then some upper body pulling, because there's not much pulling in the High Rocks. Would be cool.
They need to be tougher on movement standards, though. It's a race and a competition at the end of the day. Yeah, but Tough Mudder wasn't tough on standards either. Warrior dashes, none of those were tough on the standards. There wasn't a judge there to make sure that you went over the obstacle just right.
Yeah.
It's just a bad look. Anyway, last thing, and then we're going to go. It takes away sleds, lunges, wall balls, burpees. You could redo the ski row and run.
No redoing the ski row. We can redo the run. We don't need more machines. Like, I wouldn't want to see another ski in another workout or another row. You could use a bike. You can run more. Different distances of running, though.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, this is the end of our show. The WOD Prep show is on now, Monday Night CrossFit. They are over on the WOD Prep channel. Mm-hmm. John Young, Claire Bays, and CJ DePalma. Go check them out. They need some love tonight, so go hop in their chat, say hi to them. We will see everybody next time on Sunday Night CrossFit Talk. Bye, guys.